Today we will start with this Synoptic Key of Materia Medica by Dr. Boger, Dr. C.M. Boger. The author was Dr. Cyrus Maxwell Boger. There are five editions actually of this book, of this repertory. The first edition was published in 1915. The second edition was published in 1916, third edition in 1928, fourth edition in 1931, and augmented edition in 1935 by Dr. Banerjee of Kolkata. So in this way, there are five editions. First, it was published in 1915, then second edition 1916, third edition 1928, fourth edition 1931, and augmented edition is published in 1935 by Dr. Banerjee of Kolkata. Then anatomy of the synoptic key. How it was arranged or arrangement of this synoptic key, plan and construction of this synoptic key. The first we found the forewords, then list of remedies in materia medica portion. Then the first part is analysis, the second part is synopsis, and the third part, which comprises of four appendices. Then list of remedies and their abbreviations are given. So the first part, that is analysis. What is there in the first part? Analysis. It is nothing but a short repertory. There are four sections. The first section in this part 1, analysis, that is the periods of aggravation, conditions of aggravation and amelioration, then generalities, that is consideration of drug affinities for the entire organism, then regional repertory. So in this way, there are four sections in the part 1 of this book, that is analysis. It is a short repertory having four sections. The first is period of aggravation, then conditions of aggravation and amelioration, then generalities, that is consideration of drug affinities for the entire organism, and then regional repertory. Construction of the repertory, how it was constructed. Each page of this first part, or the analysis part or repertory part of this book, each page, when we go through each page, then it was arranged in two columns like Kent repertory. Then name of chapter is written on the top of the page in bold capital. Rubrics also represented in bold capital. Then subrubrics are represented in bold Roman letters. Synonyms are given soon after the rubric in bold Roman letters with the prefix SEEC. Cross references are given after the medicine in bold Roman letters with the prefix COMP. So in this way, the construction of this repertory is, each page is having two columns. On each page there is capital bold. The name of the chapter is written on the top in bold capital. Rubrics, then rubrics are written also in bold capital. Subrubrics are represented in bold Roman letters. So there are two type of typography used to write down the rubrics. The main rubric is written in bold capital and subrubrics they are written in bold Roman letters. Then the synonyms for the rubric which is given just after the rubric, and it was given in bold Roman letters with the prefix SEEC. Then cross references are given after the medicine in bold Roman letters with prefix COMP. So in this way each page in this repertory is constructed. In this repertory there are three gradations are used to give or to indicate the importance of medicines. The first graded medicines, they are written in ordinary capitals, that is aconite. The second grade medicines, they are written in bold Roman, and the third grade medicines, they are written in ordinary Roman. So in this way, in this repertory, we found three grades: ordinary capital, bold Roman, and ordinary Roman. So two type of typography used to write down the rubrics, and three type of typography or grades are given to the medicines. They use three type of typography to write down the medicines. The periods of aggravation. It consists of time period of aggravations, starts with the rubric periodically in general. Time periods are given in the order of morning, afternoon, evening and night. So aggravations related to time, it was given first, and it starts with the rubric periodically in general. First there is rubric periodically, and then after the general group of medicines which are given, they have separately they mentioned the different times according to as the day or as the sun rises up to sun sets, as it was given in Kent repertory. So the time was given from morning after periodically in general rubric. The time periods are given first in morning, in that 6 a.m. to 12 noon. All the aggravations they are mentioned. Then the aggravations at afternoon, that is 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. All aggravations they are given related to this time. Then in front of evening from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. all the aggravations related to this period it was given. And then in front of night from 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. all the aggravations they are given. Then both day timings and clock timings are also given, means morning, afternoon, evening, night. This is day timings, and related to these day timings, clock timings are also given, like from 6 to 12 noon, 6 a.m. to 12 noon, then 1 p.m. to 5 p.m., 6 p.m. to 8 p.m., 9 p.m. to 5 p.m. In this way, clock timings are also given, so that the while finding out the rubrics, the physician should not get confused. To reduce the confusion related to time, the clock timings and day timings both are given. Then the periodically, that is daily, aggravation at the same hour, aggravation weekly. If there is periodicity, if the complaints are returning at a fixed period, after a fixed period, or after some fixed hours, after some fixed days, weeks, months. So this periodicity is also given, and this was very helpful to find out the indicated remedy for that particular period. Then conditions of aggravations and amelioration. Rubrics arranged alphabetically from AIR air to yawning, YAWNING. So alphabetically from A to Z or Y, the rubrics are arranged. There is no rubric related to Z alphabet. So from A to Y, the rubrics are arranged alphabetically and can be taken as causative modalities. Some important rubrics are anticipation aggravation, breakfast aggravation, dust feathers aggravation, emotions aggravation, females aggravation, foods, drinks aggravation, mental exertion aggravation, moon phase or full moon aggravation, moonlight aggravation, then vaccination, position, rising from sitting, sea, seasons, smoke, sleep, coolants, all these things aggravations, they are given one after another, or they are arranged one after another alphabetically from A to Z. So in this way, all the conditions of aggravation and amelioration, they are arranged alphabetically. First aggravations and then after it ameliorations are given. Then generalities. The symptoms related to general. It consists of the consideration of drug affinities of the entire organism. Rubrics are arranged in alphabetical order, aching to yellow. So rubrics in these generalities also, rubrics are arranged from A to Y in alphabetical sequence. Then rubrics include locations in general like bones, joints, sensations, complaints, pathological generals, clinical rubrics, mental rubrics, etc. In this way, generalities chapter is also arranged alphabetically from A to Y. And the general rubrics like bones, joints, sensations, complaints, pathological general, clinical rubric, mental rubric, they are arranged one after another alphabetically. Then regional repertory. It was given as a subchapter in this repertory. It starts with intellect and ends with sweat. Each subchapters are separated by a horizontal line. It is one of the repertories whose regionals or locations start with intellect. So in this way, from intellect to sweat, all the subchapters, all the rubrics they are given, and all the subchapters are given, and each subchapter is separated by a horizontal line, and it is one of the repertory whose regionals or locations which start with intellect. This is the first part of this book, Synoptic Key, that is analysis. Then the part second is synopsis, an exposition of the important and characteristic features of the most important remedies of the homeopathic materia medica with their physiological spheres of activity, modalities, relationships. It was given. So in this second part, that is synopsis, in this part the most important remedies with their characteristic features, they are from the our materia medica, they are given, and they are given with their physiological spheres of activities, modalities, relationships, etc. In this part, there are 323 remedies are given, or about 323 remedies. They have mentioned the details which are started from abrotanum up to zinc, valerinate, and these remedies are given with gradation of symptom using three similar gradations which are used in repertory part. So in this way, in this repertory, the second part in this book, the second part is synopsis. In this, about 323 remedies are explained, with which start from abrotanum to zinc, valerianate, and in that 223 remedies, the physiological spheres of activities, modalities, and relationships of each remedy, it is given with the gradation of symptoms. To the symptoms, the gradations are also given. Then the synopsis. What is synopsis? That is general expression or genius of each remedy. Strain which runs through every pathogenetic complex has been called the genius of the drug. Its proper place in the prescription should be the ideal of every prescriber. So the synopsis is strain which run through every pathogenetic complex, and it has been called the genius of the drug. Its proper place in the prescription should be ideal for every prescriber. How the synopsis part is constructed. In the synopsis part, the name of the medicine which was written on the top of the page in bold capitals, and it is followed by two columns, that is right and left. On the left column, that is region, sphere of action of the remedy is given, and on the right column the modalities, that is aggravation and amelioration, or worse and better, it was given. So on the top of the page, the name of the medicine it was given. There are two columns of each page, right column and left column. On the right column, all the modalities, aggravations and ameliorations, they are given, and on the left column the region or the sphere of action of the remedy it was given. and it was followed by characteristic features of the remedy as a single paragraph. So, after all these modalities, after the sphere of action of remedy, the characteristic features of the remedy, it was given in a single paragraph by bracketing the most nearly affiliated remedies after some of the symptoms, followed by antidotes, complementary and related, and not seen in every medicine. So remember how construction of synopsis part is. On the page, on the top of the page, in bold capitals, the name of the medicine it was written. Then it was followed by two columns. On the right side of the column, the modalities, first aggravations and ameliorations, then it was given. On the left side of the column, the region on which that medicine was acted or the sphere of action of that remedy, it was given. Then after this, it was followed by the characteristic features of the remedy in single paragraph. And after that, the bracketing the most nearly affiliated remedies after some of the symptoms, means most nearly affiliated remedy, nearly indicated remedy for that symptom, it was given in bracket, and it was followed by antidotes, complementary remedies, and related and not seen in every medicine. So in this way, antidotal remedy, complementary remedy, and the related remedies, they are written after the most nearly affiliated remedies, and not necessary it was be found under every medicine, but in some medicines, under some medicines, we cannot found these antidote, complementary and related remedies. This was about the part 2, that is synopsis. Then the third part of this repertory, that is table of approximate duration of action of remedies. What is the duration of action of each remedy? It was given in tabular form. Minimum duration of action of 127 remedies are given by weeks. The number of weeks mentioned as superscript, for example, phosphorus 5 means it was the action of phosphorus is about for 5 weeks. So the number of weeks it was mentioned as superscript. There are two important quotations. As long as old elements reappear or are worse without the appearance of essentially new symptoms which lie outside its sphere of action, we should guard against a repetition of the remedy or changing to a new one. By Poningusen. Means till we get the old elements which reappear or the old elements which are worsening without the appearance of new symptoms. In the case we get only reappearance of old symptoms or worsening of the old symptoms, and we cannot get the new symptoms which lie outside of its sphere of action, outside the sphere of action of that medicine. We should guard against a repetition of the remedy or changing to a new one. So we should guard against a repetition of the remedy or changing to a new one. This was advised by Dr. Boni Hussain. The symptoms appearing last in approving have the highest value. It was given by Dr. Harry. So these are the two important quotations that without appearance of new symptoms outside the sphere of action of the medicine, as long as the old elements reappear or are worse, we should guard against a repetition of the remedy or changing to a new one. It was advised by Dr. Boning Hussain. And the symptoms appearing last in approving have the highest value. It was given by Dr. This concept was given by Dr. Harry. So these are the important things we have to remember while prescribing or while selecting our similimum. Then the complementary remedies. In the complementary remedies, the list of about 114 remedies it was given, and it was also written from it was written alphabetically from A to Z, that is from abrotanum to zincum, with their complementary remedies with gradations. Old Roman and ordinary Roman are used. So for complementary remedies also there are two kind of gradations which are used, that is bold Roman and ordinary Roman. Then introduction of gradation in the complementary relationship is a unique concept, that is Agaricus calcarea carp, Asafoetida pulsatilla, Baraita carp, Antim tart, Capsicum natrum mute, Ledum sepia, Natrum carp and sepia. So the introduction of gradation of the complementary remedy, this was a unique concept and which we found in this book, in this small repertory, in this small book which was written by Dr. Boger. Then antagonistic remedies. What is antagonistic remedies? Yes, anyone? Antagonistic remedies. Anyone know about antagonistic remedies? There are about 35 antagonistic remedies. What is antagonistic remedies? The antagonistic remedies means the substance or the remedies which acts against and blocks the action of the other remedies. So these are about 35 remedies in the list of antagonistic remedies,
means
and
antidote
was
remedies का.
given also in alphabetical order from A to Z. This list of antagonistic remedies, it starts from, yes, Priyanka, is there any query?
Ma'am, antagonist means antidote का.
Just a minute, you are not audible properly. Yes,
Antagonist means antidote remedies का ma'am.
yes, you are not audible properly.
मॅम ती विचारतीये अँटागोनिस्ट रेमेडीज म्हणजे अँटीडोट का?
Hello, 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 please repeat your question. Hello, yes, Priyanka.
Ma'am,
Yes,
antagonist means antidote remedies का.
no, just a minute. Antagonistic remedies, it was explained in aphorism number 61 in 6th edition of Organon of Medicine by our master Dr. Hahnemann. And when the true radical healing is the art, and the medicinal action when we are treating the patient, then the medicinal action, it was the we when we are treating with these remedies, then these substances they act against the action of the previous medicine, or they blocks an action. It is like antidotal remedies, but it was some different concept. In the aphorism number 61 in 6th edition of Organon of Medicine, Dr. Hahnemann said that had physicians been capable of reflecting on the sad result of the antagonistic employment of medicines, they had long since discovered the grand truth that the true radical healing art must be found in the exact opposite of such an antipathic treatment of the symptoms of the disease. They would have become convinced that as a medicinal action antagonistic to the symptoms of the disease, and it is followed by only transient relief, and after that it's passed by invariable aggravation. The converse of that procedure, the homeopathic employment of medicine according to similarity of symptom, must effect a permanent and perfect cure if at the same time the opposite of their large doses, the most minute doses are exhibited, but neither the obvious aggravation that ensued from their antipathic treatment nor the fact that no physician ever effected a permanent cure of disease of considerable or long standing unless some homeopathic medicinal agent was accidentally a chief ingredient in its prescription, nor yet the circumstances that all the rapid and perfect cure that nature every performance. Were always effected by supervision upon the old disease of one of the similar character though ever thought them during such a long series of century. This truth, the knowledge of which can alone conduce to the benefit of the sick. So, which remedy will remove the effect of the previous remedy? There was some in detail. I will discuss about antidotal remedy and antagonistic remedy in next lecture. So today we will continue with this slide that it contain in under antagonistic remedy. In this book it contain about 35 remedies from acetic acid to zincum and with their antagonistic remedies, that is inimical relationship. Without any gradations, the remedies are written. For example, they have given the two remedies, and apis, the antagonistic of it was Rustox, Holocynth, Causticum, Lipo, Nux moschata, Merck, Cilicia, Phosphorus, Causticum, and Sepia lachesis. So in this way they have given some examples of antagonistic remedies. Then supplementary reference table. So with a forward by CM Boger, he mentions that it has been enlarged considerably, especially by transferring most of the comparisons to it from the text of respective remedies. The benefit of this supplementary reference table is it adds clearness and facility of reference. Here rubrics are arranged alphabetically with subrubrics. Many rubrics are provided with page number against them for easy reference as an index to analysis part with gradation of medicines. The additional subrubrics and medicines mentioned in this section should be combinedly referred to with analytical part. And the clinical conditions pertaining to various parts of the body are vividly described under specific part. So in this supplementary reference table, to add clearness and facility of reference, this reference table was added in this book, and in this reference table alphabetically the rubrics and subrubrics they are arranged, and the rubrics in this reference table they are written with the page number as well as it was written as an index to analysis part. In the analysis part, we all know there is all about the repertory, it is all about the repertory part. So in the analysis part, the rubrics, the index to this analysis part with gradation of medicine it was given. Then the additional subrubrics and medicines mentioned in this section should be combinedly referred to with analysis part. Clinical conditions pertaining to various parts of body are vividly described under specific part. So the clinical conditions, they are also described under specific part. In this way, the supplementary reference table it was get arranged in this book. Here some rubrics are given under supplementary reference table, that is asthma, in that bronchial asthma. So for catarrh, which medicines, with coryza, which medicines, due to coryza, due to just dry weather, with hay fever, from hives. So which medicines are given from different conditions or for different situations of asthma, it was given with the indicated medicine. Then back, acne, cyst on, mental exertion, stiffness ascends, the medicines are given. Bones, exostosis, weather changes aggravation. So all the rubrics related to bone, all the rubrics related to asthma, all the rubrics related to back, it was given. Then the dandruff, white, then it was having different medicines. If it was yellow, then it is having different indicated medicines. So in this way, the rubrics, some rubrics, they are given which are mentioned under supplementary reference table. So in the next lecture, definitely I will clear the concept of antagonistic remedy and antidotal remedy. Okay.